we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about freight cargo, which I absolutely love because it is financially, it can be extremely profitable. And it's something Air Canada hasn't really sunk their teeth into until COVID, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, converting some of those aircraft into, carrying cargo, carrying freight. Brilliant for so many different reasons, like we said before, not only for the supply chain, but also to make some money while these planes are sitting there not carrying people. And now you've actually decided to move into it full force. So tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so maybe just, you're right, this is how it came about, during the worst part of COVID. Because a lot of our passenger airplanes were grounded, we didn't have the ability to move any cargo, which is why we early on looked at the business case to convert some of those aircraft to turn them into all cargo, to move PPE and move the supply chain. We subsequently decided that there was an opportunity for us here, and we decided to take the 767s, which were at end of life for passenger, and convert them to all freighters. So we're in the process now of doing that, and we will have a total of 8 by the time the process is completed. And now as we start to reintroduce some of the passenger airplanes, so now we're going back to Australia, back into New Zealand, our transatlantic franchise, most of the capacity is coming back. It also provides additional lift for cargo. So there's no doubt that during the pandemic, it was an opportunity for us to, diversify and go and extract some revenue, but it became quite apparent that there's a place for us here, that we can be successful in this business. And in addition to that, we also started to work on an e-commerce platform called Revo, which it's at its early stages, but again, something where we believe that over time we're going to be able to, produce pretty good results.
And this is for the cargo section?
Yes.
Interesting. But cargo by itself doesn't just happen. I mean, you need to have all of the systems around cargo. You need to have the hangars that are for cargo. You need to have all of the, I don't know what the terminology is for all of the containers. So has this meant a complete sort of turnaround in a lot of the hardware that you now have, equipment?
Yeah, so basically with this, strategy move, obviously came the requirement for us to do some work, with ground equipment, etc. But we also announced that we were actually doing a lot of work from a facilities point of view in Toronto for cool chains. So the entire cargo business for us has been re-looked at. So now we feel that we have a solid plan. Of course, it'll take us a few years to execute on all of these things. But I have to say, I was proud of a lot of things that we were able to do during COVID, but there's definitely a special call out to this team here who they jumped on this opportunity so quickly.
Right.
And we also say that throughout all of this, we also wanted to be good corporate citizens. The fact that we could contribute to helping was also very meaningful for a lot of us. So there's no doubt that this cargo thing is something that we will remember in our history, that during COVID, the cargo team stepped up. Yeah.
And now you're, of course, helping with the relief effort in Ukraine.
Yes, we work with different organizations, to make sure that our efforts are in the right place. But we also have initiatives that were put in place for employees to contribute, for customers to be able to support initiatives through Aeroplan. So of course, Air Canada will do what is required.
Yeah. Well, having aircraft is helpful. Because, of course, I know during Haiti you flew down a lot of, so as did some of your competitors. So having that lift is certainly very useful. Lift is everything in this business, isn't it? I mean, really, it's funny, sometimes I talk to tourist boards and I ask them, you're suddenly doing so well this year, your inbound has jumped, is it the lift or is it the demand? And, chicken or egg, because of course, and it usually comes down to the fact that there's lift. Lift rules. So,
and particularly now, I'd say to you that, with the focus on sustainability and the fact that now we're looking at good lift, meaning, we're going to have a fleet of very new equipment.
Yeah.
The Airbus 220s, we have the 737s, with the addition of the Airbus 321 XLR. I mean, we're also very pleased that these aircraft also have such benefits, from an environmental perspective. So it's we view it as good lift.
so you're positive for the future, Lucy?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. We did learn a lot through this crisis, and but at the same time, I think we showed our resilience. Our ability to do as best we could during the situation. But I would say to you, we never lost sight of our future. We were very realistic because obviously, who knew how severe this could be?
Yeah.
But through it all, we never lost sight of the future. So this is why some of these announcements that are made, like us returning to, Australia, adding flying to our transatlantic network, being able to say that we're going to be, 80% of what we were in 2019. These new airplanes, it's very encouraging.
Of course, I'm very pleased to hear you say that, because there always is a halo effect. If Air Canada is doing well, it means generally the industry is uplifting, and it means we're all going to do a lot better very, very soon, or we already are.
Yeah, it's starting.
Thank you so much for your time, Lucy. Very appreciated. I know you're a busy woman, so this has been wonderful for us, and I'm sure for the viewers.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.